Well, I'll say their performance has been consistent, but a lot of us across Nigeria and Africa, I would speak candidly and say we were very surprised because, what we expected and what we get is a game or a team that, had two incredibly fantastic games. Maybe the third game wasn't as expected because, it was a draw. But I'll say this, every single game they've had for their last games for the World Cup, the group stage, they've had about 7 big chances. And that's unusual for a Randy Waldrum side, especially a side like the Super Falcons that he's coached. And it seems to have hit his reading macula, if you want to call it that. If you look at America space, everybody is yabbing Vladko, the coach of, the United States of America, defending champions, and they're looking to a guy like Randy Waldrum. So I'm looking at why he's so special from his days in Northwest to Pittsburgh and whatnot, Notre Dame. You see there is a player, individual player development, and it's youth players he prefers, and you are seeing the youth players rise to the core. The beautiful football that they play is not heavy on the eyes. You can see where the structure is. You can see different dynamics. They started with 4-3-3 formation the first 2 games, and the last one it was a 4-1-3-2 formation. So I think that they performed. Structurally, I'm seeing a body, a team that is scared because their goal expected now has risen among at least the last 16 teams that just finished their group stages. Nigeria has one of the highest ratio when it comes to goals expected now as opposed to when they started, the competition, and all it took was just 16, 17 days of 3 games of football from the Falcons, and they, cancelled every situation. Moving forward into the game between them and England, the Lionesses, I would say this. It will be probably a game of even Stevens. The bigger team is always the team that is looked at the most. And the English ladies, they have the visionary Lauren James. But she's a defender that scores, And that's the dynamism that they've managed to bring in. They have some key players, but I feel like these girls in the Nigerian squad, they are too technically savvy. You have players that have played in North America, even the A-League like Odega. You have the ones that have played in China, still playing in China. You have the Scandinavian style. You have the La Liga feminine style, even the NWFL style. So it makes Nigeria a very dark horse to hold. And if the coach gets the personnel on the day better, it's easier to tackle the ladies that play from England. And this is why defending champions of the Euros, whatever you want to call them, now big dog, they're easy to fall past. Nigeria might be the biggest name on paper for the women that are coming out from Africa, but South Africa is the defending champions. Nigeria has too many unknowns. Their buildings are just coming up for them to be able to be marked and manned. So all this long talk is that Nigeria have a very strong chance of beating favourites for the tournament, the 3 Lionesses of England. And me, Chief So, I talk say if it happened, wow, what a day it will be for Nigerians who need something good, and Africa who needs something good to lift up spirits with everything going on across the continent.
I really believe in Super Falcons, that they are going to win and they're going to give us like this good victory, making Nigeria proud and all of that.
Well, my expectation for the Falcons have been very, very high. Making a prediction right now is hard because, to be very honest, very, very honest, let's not lie about it. The Lioness are one of the pre-tournament favorites, and everybody have said it is them or probably USA and the rest of it. So it's hard for anybody to place a finger on where the Falcons will go past this. But in terms of quality, in terms of preparation, in terms of readiness, the England Lioness, they are European champions. You would say that we play draw against the Olympic champions, Canada, but these are European champions. This is one team that even FIFA would want to see continue in the tournament. The referees, you will see all those 50-50 calls going in favor of England. I'm not throwing up any conspiracy theory here, but it's just about commercial, it's about markets, it's about the media power that they've controlled. I think that this is going to be very, very hard for us. Now we're going to start regretting why didn't we beat Ireland to go through. Again, historically, Falcons are not good with European teams. We've only beaten one European team in the history of our 9 times appearance in this, what's it called, FIFA Women's World Cup. That's Denmark. Beside that, every time we meet a European team, we either lose or we draw. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm very, very biased and sentimental to see the Falcons win, but that's hoping and wishing. In realistic thinking, I think England is going to win this one.
Looking at the play from the beginning, the way they have been playing from the beginning, I believe that they are going to do really well. I mean, if they put their focus on it and if they are so dedicated to what they do, I believe that they are going to, really try their best and come out well. And I feel like I really don't want to talk about if they will lose or not because I know that they are going to win. So yeah.
Super Falcons win, hopefully. So far the girls have really tried. They've been determined, and in as much as we have 1 or 2 issues here and there, every other team has had that issue, but the girls so far, they look quite motivated for me, and very determined. I think that has been one of the key factors for them so far this tournament. So Hopefully, Super Falcons win. England, yes. I'm not going to be carried away by the fact or be scared that England beats China by is it 6-1 or so. I mean, Super Falcons are not China. You know, this is the first time I've seen a very weak Chinese team. You know, they didn't really play well, and defensively they were all over the place. Super Falcons are a bit more compact, you know, play a bit more narrow and have looked strong. So where I would have worries is probably attack. You know, if we get the chances and we don't use them, which I believe we'll get. You know, so if the Super Falcons can actually get their chances and use them, I think we can shock England. You know, we've shocked Australia already. You know, and I feel that should help us against England.